बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। अस्सलामुअलैकुम व्यूअर्स। आज मैं आपके लिए एक स्टोरी लेकर आई हूँ क्लीनलीनेस पर। ये बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी है। मुझे ये बहुत अच्छी लगी स्टोरी। मैं आप लोगों के साथ भी शेयर कर रही हूँ। दिस इज़ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी अबाउट क्लीनलीनेस। तो शुरू करते हैं। When he was a little boy, Danish Pirzada loved to play. He loved playing with his toys, and later on, as he grew up, he loved playing games. He loved going out to the park to ride his bike, and he loved skating on his roller blades. What he did not love was cleaning up. Danish absolutely hated showering, and he found cleaning up his room to be the most tiresome task ever. While he was undoubtedly a smart and wise boy, he wasn't always the cleanest. His mother was constantly on his case, scolding him on his hygiene habits. But for Danish, her words always seemed to go in one ear and out the other. When is the last time you showered? Eh? And when's the last time you cut your hair? Look at it, goodness. Where's the nail cutter? Look at those monstrous nails of yours. You should be more careful about yourself, Danish, admonished his mother. However, Danish didn't care. He had better things to do, like play games and eat candies. What's the point of cleaning up your room? He thought. It was going to get messy again, and then you would have to keep cleaning it all over. Same went for showering. Sure, a shower once or twice every week was fine, but to have one every day. Utter madness. He could make much better use of that time by riding off his skates in the park. So off he went to the park with his skates in his hands, scratching his head. He should shampoo the next time he showered. His head really was starting to itch a lot. At the park, he had a great time skating in the rink, and he was back home by dinner time. His stomach rumbled at the delicious aroma of the chicken stew his mother was cooking. Perhaps I can shower late. I'm so hungry right now, Danish thought to himself. As the family sat down to have dinner, Danish's sister wrinkled her nose and said, "You stink. Don't sit next to me, please. You stink." "I don't," he cried out. "Your sister's right. Did you take a shower after coming back home from the park? Did you at least wash your hands?" his mother asked. "No," he replied. "I wanted food first. I can do all those things later." We should always wash our hands before eating food. Do you know there are germs on everything, and if you don't clean up before eating, you will end up eating those germs and get really sick. "So, no food for you until you go clean up," said his father. "Fine, I don't want food. I'm going up to my room." And so he trucked upstairs to his room and sat down on his bed. Tired from all the skating, he soon went to sleep. In the middle of the night, he felt a prickle on his arm. The next moment he felt a prickle on his stomach. Soon he was prickling all over. What was happening? Danish sat up and turned on the lights and gave a shout of fright. There were ants crawling on his bed. They had bitten him everywhere and now he couldn't stop scratching himself all over. What a mess! He did vaguely remember eating cookies in bed a couple of days ago. The crumbs must have attracted all those ants. He was ashamed to admit it, but his family was right. He didn't want a messy bed full of ants, and he didn't want hair that itched all the time. He wanted everything to be clean and non itchy. Tomorrow he would do something about it once and for all. He dusted off the ants and tried to go back to sleep. As the next morning dawned, Danish woke up and scratched his head. He went downstairs to have his breakfast. What should I do next? He thought to himself. Maybe I should do something about the ants on my bed. Perhaps I can deal with them once I am back from the park. Off to the park he went, where he played on the slides and swings. By midday, he started to feel tired. He really hadn't gotten proper sleep last night, thanks to all those ants. So Danish sat under the shade of a neem tree and decided to close his eyes for a moment or two. In precisely 30 seconds, he had dozed off. His head dropped forward till his chin rested to his chest and his cap fell into his lap. Danish snored. Half an hour later, the horn of a car passing nearby woke him from his nap. He sat upright with a jolt. It took him a few seconds to remember where he was, where he had come from, and where he was going, and then he noticed his cap in his lap. Much to his amazement, his cap had a few coins in it. Where did these come from? He asked himself, looking bemused. As he sat examining the coins, a passerby stopped and added another coin to his collection. Danish was greatly shocked. My goodness, he exclaimed. People are giving me money because they think I am poor. He hastily removed the coins from the cap, placed it on his head, stood and brushed his jacket. No wonder people thought he was a beggar. His clothes were his clothes were shabby, and his hair was so unkempt as he hadn't had a haircut in 6 months. Danish ran to his house and went straight to his mother. Mom, you have to help me. My clothes are so unclean. There are ants in my bed. My head itches all the time. And today in the park, people started putting coins in my cap because they thought I was a beggar. Oh no, come here. Let me see your head. You may have lice. See, this is why I tell you to take good care of your hygiene. All sorts of problems arise if you are not careful about cleanliness. It's okay though. You can help me clean up your room. Then you can take a nice long shower, his mom answered. What about the lice? I don't want creeping crawlies moving about in my head, cried Danish. Don't worry. I will wash your hair with specialized shampoo that will help get rid of them. Your father will take you to the barber today and they will cut your hair, his mother replied. However, you have to promise me that you will always be careful about your hygiene. You will wash your hands when you come home from the park. You will take a shower daily. You will also brush your teeth after eating candy. Okay? And Danish agreed eagerly. Mom, I promise I will do all of this. I will soon clean up my room all by myself without you having to tell me all the time. Thank you.